everybody. Welcome to another exciting episode of Who's That Anime with your hosts, Steve and Colin. You can see Steve is ecstatic right there. That's the video,
Yep.
which you can actually watch at the same time as the podcast almost. I think there
Yeah.
might be an hour difference or so, but it's the same day.
On the same evening, you can do it.
Yeah, you
It's a
can do
thing
it.
now.
You can then listen to the podcast while watching the podcast at the same
Oh
time
man.
and have dual audio. How about that?
I mean, you could do that, or you could just watch it where you would be listening to it anyway.
Yeah, you could do either
It's
or.
not like I mean, I haven't done it yet. Maybe there's like an equivalent to our podcast, like how if you watch The Wizard of Oz while listening to The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd, like there's the whole thing just syncs up. Maybe there's maybe our podcast is that for something that's not the things we're talking about.
Well, yeah, I can see that happening.
Oh man,
Oh dear.
crazy times.
Mm.
Well, we're back to talk more about Trigun Stampede.
Stampede.
Yes, as in Vash the Stampede.
Yep. It's getting interesting.
Yeah, I had also had not realized that it was Johnny Young Bosch who did the voice of Vash again.
Same guy. I found that myself.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I also like the new treatment of the voice as well, because it's not quite as it's weirdly both. Well, it's almost the same, but also not. Like there's just it's slightly different behaviors. I think are interesting.
Well, maybe 20 years experience in the voice market.
Oh yeah, he's done like 500 episodes of Bleach since then. Or yeah, I think it was Bleach he was in.
Bleach?
I think I'm sure he was in Bleach.
Oh, he might be. Can't remember what he was.
I feel like he was in a lot of episodes of one thing. He was in Naruto for a while as somebody as well, apparently.
He revoiced someone in Dragon Ball.
Oh really?
Yeah. He did.
Who was that?
Some guy took it off some guy because there was questions about the other voice actor. So he got the role instead. I can't remember who it was. That's Wikipedia.
I know that I know that there are multiple vocal dub versions of Dragon Ball Z.
There's certainly multiple versions of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, because I have a feeling the ones I'm watching now are not the ones I watched when I was younger.
All right, was more gritty, gory, or
just
censored?
Not always as I remembered.
Yeah, well, I thought you were watching Kai or something, and it was a bit more streamlined.
I am watching Kai, and it's definitely like been streamlined. I don't know if they re-recorded any of the voice acting though.
Maybe. I'm sure he did a voice in that.
Well, he's definitely the voice in this, and
reprised his role.
So today we're talking about episode 2, The Running Man.
The Running Man.
The Running Man.
I don't remember Arnie being in this movie.
No, he's there. He's just got like a weird like grappling hook arm, and
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like got some weird prosthetic head bulge going on.
Yeah, and might be called Joseph.
I think he was getting called Joseph. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we sort of take off from where we finished off in the last episode with Vash having successfully out-dueled the head of the military police in the area, who was a complete nut job, it turns out.
He was really nut job. Yeah.
He did try to murder everyone.
Yeah. and they're well, let's start off with the start. Again, let's go back to the very start of the episode, where it does another flashback to the ship, in case you've forgotten that. happened.
Yeah.
In a
I
week.
was gonna ask about that because it literally is like, hey, remember when the ship blew up, and remember when the Rem died, and yeah, I remember that happened like 24 minutes ago. What we
Yeah.
doing? Like I know it's been a week, but I didn't think I'd forget the main part of the premise. Oh yeah, I forgot the ship blew up and they were all down there. No, I know.
Oh, it just brings back memory to Clark's flashback episode. Which I believe was episode 2.
I think it might have been episode 1 because I genuinely think it might have been episode 1 because it does the whole previously on Clerks and it's just a static screen.
Oh yeah, well, episode 1 does that, but then they actually had like a
Oh, is
proper.
it this? It's not the same episode. You might be right. It's the one
Yeah.
with the flower pot though, right?
No, the flower pot was just so happens. I think it's because
Like
they're
the
breaking
climb
into what's his name's office, and they're doing
Leonardo.
and they're doing the whole '60s Batman climbing up the wall trick, and then the flower pot falls by them.
Yes,
Or
but it does
falls.
that over and over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they go, "Why are we doing this?"
I love it. One of these days we're going to cover those Clerks cartoons.
They were good, man.
So funny.
I bought my DVD set in Canada, which meant they were region 1.
I don't think you could get them in Region 2.
Yeah, I didn't think they come over here. So then,
My wife has the Region 1 ones.
yeah,
So
I had
it's good times.
I had them, but I don't have them anymore. They disappeared
Oh,
somewhere quickly.
man.
Someone borrowed them. I don't know who. And now I don't have them.
Boo.
That was 20 years ago. Anyway,
Oh, that is time ago.
yeah, that is time ago. Anyway, so yeah, so they do the flashback to the ship. It's streamlined a bit more. It's like, oh, there, Rem, knives. Go. I'm gonna die.
Getting to know you has been the greatest part of my life. Bang.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the lad and Knives just stands there laughing and telling them, "Ah, ha, 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 I did it. My master plan was successful."
Vash.
And he does the weird, yeah, he does that.
Yeah.
Vash thing.
I like the Japanese take of that.
Uh-huh.
It's in the trailer. I think it's a much better delivery. It's very funny.
Vash?
Yeah, it's much more enunciated, and it does make me laugh because it's like he's like properly like Dunzo mental eyed, like woo.
Oh, he was
Good times.
He's a weird serial kill murder. It's kind of like the whole Joker / Batman esque feeling from them.
I guess it is a little bit because I like, even though the whole thing here is their brothers and stuff like that. I guess the point of the reason the Joker is, I guess, like one of the iconic villains of Batman is because they were very much yin and yang to each other.
Yeah,
like polar opposites, and yet couldn't exist apart. Like it. Yeah, it's a good point actually.
yeah. Unless you, of course, watching the live action movie Joker, where thinks he is the stepbrother of Bruce Wayne, because that's his mum told him his weird lies to him.
I also really like that movie.
It was a good movie. It was a good portrayal of being mental.
Yes, yes. I will. There's a very good. I spend far too much time on TikTok. There's a very good TikTok account, or probably it's on YouTube, and it's also on Instagram, and it's probably everywhere else. But it's like it shows you the original script for a scene, going through it, and it shows you the scene as it's happening, and it lets you see the differences where the actors ad-libbed and did certain things. And one of the scenes they do is the talk show from Joker with him sitting talking to Robert De Niro's character.
Yeah.
And they go through that whole scene in it. There's like subtle differences and things like that to the performance. It's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It was good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. Anyway, back to Trigun again. So, it now cuts back to the intro. It cuts to the intro.
I like the intro.
You like the intro?
I wasn't sure. I typically am not a big fan of slower music intros.
Uh-huh.
But I very much like the intro for this.
Yeah. You not missed the old guitar riff from the original.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I will always enjoy that, but there is something really good about the choices are very interesting. I'd say because it's sometimes like I feel like when you're trying to redo a thing, you'll often make like polar opposite choices. It's like, oh well, we did it this way before, and you know, I want to make sure that we're perceived as different. So let's make sure that it's a different thing. And sometimes that comes across as really obvious because it seems like uncharacteristic or just not quite as well written. It seems just very hack. But the choice of intro music and outro music, I think I don't think it is that.
Huh.
So that for whatever reason, it seems like very deliberate. But I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay, yeah. That's fair. I don't know. It's alright. Not as jarring as the do.
No, but that's the thing is as well is that typically I really like the more sort of upbeat or heavier intros.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have the conversation with my son all the time. We talk about like our favorite My Hero Academia intros because they change quite a lot. And
Yeah.
like I think it's like season 2 part 1 or season 3 part 1, season 2 part 2, season 3 part 1. I think has the best intro and outro.
Uh-huh.
And like Death Note, I like What's Up People. Is a great song. And it's super fucking heavy. But like I say, that like I think there's a lot of stuff we've done where I've just not really vibed with the intro. In fact, you know what? It resonates with me the same way that Serial Experiments Lane did because I love that intro. The song by Boa,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Duvet, is such an iconic anime intro. Like it's just a very pretty song.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've chosen maybe in that sort of vein because I think you could get away with doing like Lane is all about technology and the internet and the future and death and kind of depression and dealing with heavy topics,
Yeah.
and yet it is this sort of very subtle and melodic track that they choose to intro it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it feels like it's just someone's made a good choice there. Whether it was intentional or not, I wouldn't want to say. I hope it is, but it's a
Yeah.
good one.
Aye. Yeah, I don't know. I do like the kind of the heavier beats.
Yeah.
This it's an alright intro. I only really kind of listen to it, picking it up off internet and that, because the Crunchyroll's got the intro on their YouTube channel.
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
that's another sign is that it's an intro I like because I listen to it. I don't skip it.
yeah. Oh, I don't skip it either.
But I have skipped many of our other
Oh,
shows
like
intros,
Ghost Stories.
like Ghost Stories, like Golden
School
Boy,
Days. School Days.
like School Days.
I don't think Golden Boy had an intro, did it?
No, I don't think I did either.
No, it did. It
Did
did.
it?
Yeah, his intro was when he got in the slow garage door opening up
Oh,
and he's
yeah,
putting his
that's right.
gloves. It's a
Yeah, like
cool
the
intro.
fucking Knight Rider intro.
Yeah, it's like some cool like thing, and then he just comes out in a push bike, just
Yeah,
cycling.
that's all right actually. That's not terrible.
Uh,
The Lane intro I love. Steins Gate is okay.
I like the first one better, I think, over the second one.
Yes.
And
Cowboy
then
Bebop's difficult not to love.
yeah, well, it's the whole point of Cowboy Bebop is it's kind of
Is music.
based around
Yeah.
music. Everything was referred to.
Chainsaw Man, I loved their choices. Like the fact they went with a different song at the end of everyone was really interesting as well. So that was cool.
Yeah, it's good. Um, Suzumiya. Suzumiya?
So here's the thing. I don't really remember the theme song for that.
Oh, there's two because of the 2 seasons, but
Yeah.
it's the one with the dance.
Wait. It's as soon as I remember the dance, I sort of remembered the remember the intro a little bit.
Yeah.
That is something though, is that the disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya soundtrack is the most expensive CD I've ever bought.
It is, yeah, you did buy it, yeah.
I
The
did.
disappearance, yeah.
Yeah, I ripped that recently actually and put it on my Plex server, so I've finally been able to get it done.
Wasted all your money by ripping it.
Oh no, like I got lossless off of it, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Gonna go through my CD collection and get all the lossless audio.
Let's see, what else? What else we covered?
That's it.
Yeah, and you got all the intros and stuff. The movies,
Yeah.
the ones that we've done. Pokemon, we've had Pokemon.
Oh.
Pokemon. Bubble Up, like Soda Pop.
That had very pretty music. I enjoyed that a lot. Actually, and Your Name had a gorgeous score as well. That is one thing I will say for like particularly feature length anime movies, like Your Name, The Words Bubble Up, and like Haruhi Suzumiya, the disappearance, and like even if you think like Perfect Blue as well, like they have these incredible scores. Same Tokyo Godfathers as well. Like I really remember enjoying listening to those movies as well as watching them. So
yeah, I mean, I suppose in that sense, you can't really compare them to a series because they'll have obviously a bigger budget and more money to spend on it.
Absolutely.
But Vampire Holmes.
That show still has my favorite joke in it.
Is that the line?
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. What's this line mean?
It is the most incredible bit of localization ever. It's like, oh, 30%. What does this line mean? Is it 30% from the bottom of the page? Is it that it takes up 30% of the width of the page? I don't know what's happening. it's absolutely incredible.
Oh, I didn't know what's happening in the entire episode. The way it kind of wraps up in the last one is like, yeah, here she is.
That was so good. That was so good. Very very quick tangent actually, because I watched the movie of the game recently. With my youngest, we watched Professor Layton and the Eternal Diva, the anime of Professor Layton, and Professor Layton's back.
Was he not back?
There hasn't been a game in nearly 8 years, I think.
Oh yeah. I heard he was coming back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's super exciting. I'm really happy for this.
It's good on the Switch.
I think so. It's definitely been announced on the Switch. It's what is it called? Level 5 are finally getting their presence in the West back after all these years because they totally just cut releasing games here.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I think because they did Yokai Watch, and Yokai Watch 3 came out for the 3DS here in such limited numbers that a copy of it brand new will cost you, I think, somewhere in the region of like £160.
Oh. Yeah, I remember Yokai Watch. That was the thing. It was coming out, and people were like, "Oh, Yokai Watch," and then I was like, Yokai Watch."
It's I like it. It was really quite clever. The game, I thought.
Yeah.
My eldest watched the TV show for a while, and my youngest has a backpack of it he takes to nursery that nobody has any clue what it is.
Getting all obscure references, man.
Well, I think we went into TK Maxx and I think the bag was like reduced to £3 or something. And he was like, "Oh, can I have this?" And it was like, I mean, you don't need another bag, but it's pretty cool Yokai Watch bag. So, in fact, I have now realized that one of my kids has a Yokai Watch bag, and the other one has a My Hero Academia one.
Well,
I'm doing it right. I'm doing it right.
I mean, that anime isn't the niche market it was before. It's pretty mainstream now.
Oh, totally. In fact, I was talking about that with my wife because we were in can't remember. We were in one of those discount shops, and they had a bunch of those loot box My Hero Academia things, and she's like, "Oh, that's weird that they're here." And I'm like, "It is like maybe one of the most popular animes in the world."
Yeah.
So it's probably not that surprising in the end up, I guess.
Not anymore. No.
Nah.
Alright, well,
Actually, very very quick other tangent is it was my eldest son's birthday, and we were having so he had like balloons and things like that. My Hero Academia balloons as well. My ad.
All right.
And he had a happy birthday banner again. My Hero Academia.
Yeah.
And we ordered with that bundle of things like the balloons and the cake and the banner.
Mm-hmm.
We got cake toppers, like for little cupcakes.
Yeah.
Like, not all of those were suitable for children to have on their cakes.
Oh, all right. Were they like some of the bustier women?
No, it was more focused around Midoriya and Bakugo being in a relationship together.
All right.
And it was like, oh, that's like nothing like, oh my god, but you're just like, no, I don't know about that. That seems very fan fiction related. It's like, yeah, if ever you needed any evidence that these were not made in an official capacity, I think these cake toppers are probably the best way to put that. So needless to say, we have a couple of them left over. I'll actually send you some pictures of them. I think we've got them. Got them hidden away still.
Yeah, just post them on the pages, man, that we actually have.
I should actually. I'll post them on the Facebook page.
It's not like
I should have done that actually.
I haven't posted anything in that in months.
Not meme-wise, anyway. I'm definitely posting the new episodes at least.
Yeah, I'm not. Watch our YouTube channel and subscribe, because that's the only way you'll know there's new ones.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But I don't really care. Well, I do care, and I don't care too much. If you know what I mean, I'm not bothered.
Hey, we are the 242nd most popular manga podcast in Canada.
I mean, we've fallen far, man.
We have. Like, we're number 2 in Canada at one point.
Number 2.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, I think maybe we should go back.
Probably talk nonsense enough.
Yeah. Let's go back to.
Should we get through this episode?
Yeah, and then we can talk more at the end. Right. So
the intro played.
Yeah.
We're only 25 minutes in.
Oh, it's kind of normal. Getting some,
yeah, it is.
That's why people turn off.
I think it's getting worse. Okay, go on. Sorry, yes. So the intro is playing after the reminder that, shit went south.
Yeah, and then we're back in the bar in Genova Rock.
Yep.
And then, they're having, she's having an interview with Vash.
Mm-hmm.
And basically uncovers a plot point of like, oh, you're getting blamed for everything that Knives is doing. And then the old man goes, that's a likely story type thing.
Yeah, says the evil twin thing is a little difficult to believe.
Yeah, evil twin.
Like, oh, yeah, I guess.
Or at least we can't think, so we can't really help you in clearing your name. So no.
Yeah.
And then some bugs are displayed by the little kid.
Yeah. Is his name like Toes Knees or something like that? I don't know. I kept hearing her say the name. It's like, That's not a name.
Toady.
Is it just Tony?
I don't know.
It sounds like Tony with extra steps. Let's just go with Tony.
Tony, I was going Toady from Neighbours.
Jeez, now you're talking.
Well, since that's not a show anymore.
It is. It's coming back.
It's coming back.
It's been saved.
Who saved it? Why?
Amazon, I think.
No. So I mean, it's only going to be on Amazon.
You just figure this out.
I mean,
yeah, Amazon Freeview. You know the Freeview thing they have on Amazon, Fire Sticks and stuff like that. It's like basically like ad-supported television. Some of their stuff is on that instead of just like Amazon Prime. And yeah, so it's the Amazon have saved them and they'll be back doing more episodes.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So there you
Amazon's the bought Neighbours, the fools.
Yep. Yeah.
My mum might be happy about that. I don't know.
There you go. Some good news for the family.
Maybe she's weaned herself off it.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. 30 odd years that she watched it.
Oh, Jesus. I watched it for a very brief period in 2005.
I watched it because my mum watched it. So I watched it back in the 90s at least because it was like coming back from school.
Of course.
I was always told to shut up. Shut up! Show's on!
Watching my stories.
Watching my
neighbour's stories.
It just got more and more ridiculous as time got on.
Well, as soaps tend to. Anyway, Tony's, that guy. Let's just call him Tony.
Yeah, he brings up these bugs. And, what's her name? Not Millie, the other one. Meryl. Yeah. Meryl is scared of them, apparently. And then he gets told to go away by his mum, who comes down with a submachine gun of some sort.
What's her name again?
Rosie.
Rosa.
Rosa comes down and goes, "Sorry, Vash, it's not you, it's the money, we need it."
It's not you, I need that money.
Yeah.
We need that money.
Yeah. And then the guy hold up his hands and goes, "Oh no, don't be doing this." It's like, I can't, I gotta do it. And then the next thing you know, he's on the rooftop running for his life as it all...
It's very cool.
Yes. The whole town's going after him.
Yep. No. There's just bullets flying everywhere and him running clumsily across everything and anything he can to escape.
Yeah. And during this moment, or just before the moment, you get a news broadcast about some criminals. Nevada?
Nebraska. The hard punch Nebraskas.
Yeah, have escaped.
Yep.
Anyway, he's running away, doing the twirl and all that, and he gets caught, pincered, and then pulled up to the rooftop by Meryl and the old guy.
Roberto.
And then they're hiding away, sneaking about, and they're basically saying, "Why you gotta be like this? Why don't you like stand your ground?" And it's like, I don't really like violence.
Did she not say, it's like, what is it? What, did you forget to bring bullets or something? It's like, no, like I always keep spares.
I've got plenty here.
I just don't like to use them.
Yeah. I've got plenty of bullets. And then so they go hiding away, and then they get a bird, has like a red cloak on it that the villagers, town people start chasing.
They go on a wild goose chase looking for a giant emu with a red coat on it.
Yeah. And then I think they thought we've got our escape now, run for the exit, and then lo and behold, Rosa's there with her henchman saying, "Nope,
yep.
Can't be doing this, Vash.
Nah, need to take you in." And then we cut to one of the better comedic parts of this episode, where you have what is clearly the hard punch Nebraska is consisting of old man scientist crazy dude and large freakish Birkin from Resident Evil level looking dude sitting in the back seat going over all the rocks and bumping his head every time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
yeah, the guy, he's like, hey, you idiot, you going over all these rocks is like, he's already got enough brain damage, he doesn't need more.
Yeah, watch out for his head. Like,
so they've clearly taken this guy hostage in his vehicle to sort of take them to Vash.
Yeah.
So,
well, when you cut to him, you see like there's another guy kind of lying in the desert.
Yeah.
But anyway, they're heading to the village. Says, we're going to get this money because that's a lot of money. And looks like a cream puff with picture. Oh, yeah, and also they're looking at the white picture as well.
Yes.
On the rooftop, and he's like, I hate that picture. And that's and Roberto just goes, is that all you got to say? Yeah.
That's what you have a problem with? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like the picture.
Oh, poor Vash.
Yeah.
Yeah, they eventually notice that Vash and Co are on their knees at gunpoint. He's like, oh shit, they're taking our money. We got to do something about this. He's like, you there, get there faster. He's like, you said I didn't need to go into the town. You said you'd let me go before then.
Yeah.
And at this point, it seems that Joseph, I think is what he's called, the big mutant-looking dude, is happy to oblige, and just kind of rocket punches him out the window.
Yeah, he can dislodge his left, right.
It's like a bionic commando arm.
Yeah.
Grappling hook type thing.
The whole arm comes off.
Yeah, except it's not the ghost. It's not the soul of his dead wife. Spoilers for Bionic Commando.
What? I've never played Bionic Commando.
Oh my god, the new one they make the hook. They make the hook have the soul of his dead wife. It's incredible.
What? Which one's that? Is that like the 3D one?
That's the remaster, the kind of remake Capcom one that came out around the same time as like Dead Space and all the other sort of things.
No, that was like the proper 3D one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they did like a kind of remaster in 2D.
Yeah, Bionic Commando Rearmed 1 and 2. Yeah. No, it was the proper like full on 3D platformer. Dead wife arm.
Alright, I've got to play that at one point. Stupid story. I heard it's made me awful well. But anyway, we digest. Okay.
Yeah. So, that guy has been rocket punched out the front of the car. And the car, of course, the father, scientist man, whatever his name is not hugely happy about the fact that he's just ejected the guy who was driving the car from the car while it's still moving.
Yeah, Nebraska. That's what he gets referred to later anyway.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Yeah, let's just call him that. Nebraska and Joseph.
Yeah. And he's like, who's going to drive now? And then they kind of do, catering along, and then Toady is standing out in the desert with his bugs, and then they all turn
vehicle is behind him.
Yeah, they all turn around and see the vehicle is running right towards them, and then Rosa goes, who's heavily pregnant by the way, starts.
Oh yeah,
that kid's I don't think she's.
She needs to be more careful. That kid is in some serious trouble with the amount of machine guns she's firing, jumping about and throwing herself around. She's doing.
Yeah.
Her,
working
her doctor
hard.
would not be very happy about that.
No, her doctor would be very disappointed in her actions.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she starts chasing it, and then Vash is like, "Oh no!" and runs in, grabs them both, and saves them both, pushes them out of the way, and the car hits the wall. Big cloud of smoke and sand everywhere, and they're like, "Vash, are you alright?" And he's like, yeah. And then the brothers come out and go, we're going to take you, Vash. We're going to have your head type thing. And he's like, nope. Because
He does. He just kind of goes, "Nope, bird time."
Yeah, he has a bird by this point.
Yeah.
Somebody got a bird mount, and it's just sprinting after him. It's like, what? He's running.
He just chocobos out.
Yeah. No, that's not the tune at all.
That was like a bastardized Tetris theme.
Yeah, it was. So chocobo music's like that, right?
Yeah. That's what they sound like.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, he abandons ship in a bird. And of course we've just seen him have this incredible act of empathy to save the son of the woman who's trying to basically sell him.
Give up.
Despite the fact that everyone has turned against him, he's still doing what he thinks is the right thing.
Yeah.
And he chooses to get out of there as quickly as possible. And they're like, "Oh, fine, and get back in the car. Get back in the car."
Yeah.
We have to follow him. And then I like the fact, I think is it where Roberto's in their car, and he's just like, "Hey, come on then, newbie, let's go." She's like, "Okay." Just like has resided herself to being called newbie now. She doesn't even bat an eyelid anymore.
No, not quite like that. I believe this is Roberto goes, "Nope, you're not going after him," and it's just like, yeah, and then they got catch up, and then
sorry, that's the next time they're in a car. But yeah, he's been consistently calling her newbie, and she has not corrected him once this time.
Yeah, I mean he's hammered that one home, I think, and she's like, "I can't be bothered."
Well, I feel like they're laying it up for the nice moment when he calls her Meryl.
I totally missed that.
No, I don't know whether that's in this one or not. I don't think so, but it will come at some point. There'll be a big payoff for it.
Yeah. So they're driving along, and Vash is like on the front, and they manage to catch up and overtake the big tank and go, blah, 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 what you doing? Don't you have any pity or something? Or
don't you have any self-respect?
Yeah, and he goes, nope. I don't have any of that. I don't have any pride. I don't care.
Yeah, that's it. Pride. Don't you have any pride? No. Nope.
Yeah. No.
None.
Yeah.
And of course, at this point, the big bad tank sort of like it's been smashed about and like driven over rock. In fact, I'm pretty sure at one point Nebraska says, "Oh God, he's leading over our worst enemies, rocks."
Oh yeah. Yeah, the sun's the rocks again.
It's so dumb. But then the car sort of like slowly overheats, and they kind of are in front, like going, "Oh well, I guess that's them."
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, Big Hook comes out and just grabs onto the back of Vash's backpack.
Yeah, on the bird.
On the bird, and now he's just sort of they're sand skiing behind him, going like, "Come on, come in," and he's like, "No, I don't want to. Thanks, guys."
Yeah. And then the backpack breaks loose of the bird, and they continue going. And then I think comes flying back and hits him in the face.
Yep.
Where the old man goes, "Oh, I told you to stop hitting your head."
Yeah.
You can't be doing that.
Yeah, you do not need any more hits to the head.
You don't need any of that. And then
this is where he turns round, right?
Yeah, because they leave him in the dust. So he turns around and goes, "Oh well, there's something, we can go back to the village and get something there." So they head back. And then Roberto and Meryl all have a big talk to Vash. Meryl basically chews him out and goes, "Don't you have pride? What you doing? Whose side you on? What's the deal? Blah blah blah." And he's like, "I
don't have a side.
I don't have a side really. I don't want violence and don't want hurt." And he's like, "You got no backbone." And then,
I like this version of Vash a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I think there's something to be said about a character who is basically geared to fight, not wanting to. Like, I think I'm a sucker for that sort of story. Like, someone who could clearly win. You know, like if he really wanted to, it would not even be an effort for him.
Yeah.
And yet he makes his life infinitely more difficult by not engaging with it. And like not kind of relying on his strengths. Instead, he's like relying on his ability to keep that strength at bay, which is kind of an interesting character trait, I think.
Well, they kind of had that in the original too, I think.
They did. I just don't think it was played. It wasn't played in the same way.
No, definitely not, because the second episode in the original was about a dirty liar millionaire who's like got all the clean water and stuff, and he was played. Vash was played as a bodyguard for him. Anyway.
Yep.
Dude was highly pervy. Liked all the pretty girls.
Yes.
Yes. Where they don't have that in this one.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think you can have those character traits anymore. Anyway.
I don't miss them. Like,
yeah.
The fan service that everyone wants in anime, I don't actually want that. I just want the stories and the interesting characters.
Yeah. Maybe you should watch High School of the Dead.
Oh, I've watched a couple of episodes of that and some highlights, and you're like, yep. And I used the words highlights generously.
Yeah. It's the.
That's the boob sniper rifle one, right?
It's the boob sniper rifle one.
Yeah.
I think about that in the intro.
God, that's ridiculous.
It's after the boobs wiggle and the bullets go right between both of them somehow.
Oh my god!
It's like,
so
what
stupid.
the fuck?
To be fair though, like one of the what's her name from Gurren Lagann?
Yuki.
Yeah, is basically just fan service the character, but it's a shame because her character is actually really good.
She's got a good developed character in that one.
She's a great character. It's just a shame that they rely on her being dressed like that the entire time.
I mean, yeah, she's technically on a desert planet and it's really boiling hot, but still, you think you put a shawl on. Well, then she matures a bit more in the latter part of the series.
Oh, yeah, the after the mid-season twist.
Yeah, the mid-season twist. Yeah.
I had to explain that to my eldest the other day. He's like, do you know how I know? In fact, I watched the first episode with my son the other day, and he really liked it. And I was like, I don't know if you're going to be able to watch all of this, like, but I think you'd like this one, and I think you'll probably quite like this one as well. But he's like, do you know how I know he's gonna be okay? And he's like, well, it's because he's the main character, and I'm like, well, let me tell you about a show called Gurren Lagann, where they said, fuck the fact he's the main character, and killed him anyway.
He wasn't the main character.
He was the main driving force in that show.
Oh yeah, he was certainly the one that pushed Simone. Even though it's Simon. Sure, in dubbed they still call him Simone, because it's still Simon. Anyway,
it's so good. It's so good.
It's good.
I watched that when I was unemployed, but I think because of you, actually.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned it, and I was like, "Yeah, where can I watch that?" And it's like, "This is before Crunchyroll and everything." Like, oh, I don't know. I'll find it on a webpage somewhere. Mm-hmm. I think I watched it in like a day.
Yeah, it was a good binge, man.
So good.
I got the box set. It included the movie.
Nice. I don't know if actually I bought the I have the Blu-ray box set, but I don't know if it has the movie on it. I never watched the movie.
Yeah, the movie's just retelling of the series.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think it goes fancier at the end though. Like it goes even more
fancier than Galaxies.
Fancier than Galaxies. Like it goes full on overboard. I think to go up to so they do galaxies and throw the galaxies at each other, and then to kill the not the neutrals.
The shit, I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember what they are. They're not the spirals, but they're certainly.
Oh,
No,
could be that.
No, anti-spirals. Might be anti-spirals because they were against the spirals because that's what we are.
Yeah.
Grow and multiply and will cause the end of the universe or something. Anyway, so there's like a billion different shots of the drill going towards them, and each of the characters get like the wee scene of going, "Oh, I'm coming in," and then they'll take the hit, and then the next one comes in, and they take the hit, and then the next one comes in, take the hit, and the next one, and then I think it's actually, what's her name? The love interest of Simone's.
Oh, okay.
Is like the one it delivers the final blow.
I'll need to watch that. That sounds good.
Yeah, it's high res. Anyway, try again again. Let's go back there.
Yeah. Fuck. Yes. So where were we? He was heading back to town.
Yeah, because they went there and he had to call on the radio. It's like, oh, get away from the plant. The factory's been overrun. We gotta go back. So they do that. And then this is about where Bertel talks to Mara and go, all right, Nibby. Like he goes, all right, Nibby, quit that, and all right, let's go, Nibby. And then they head back. And then
because of course, the Nebraskas have headed back to town at this point as well because they've said, well, if we can't have Vash money, let's go and steal the fucking plant.
Yeah, so they're huckling the plant over some.
Is it like a raised platform, like a half of a raised bridge or something like that? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it's a big girder area. And they're at the end, and they're about to lower it into their car, but then Rosa goes in and
Rosa Rambo.
Rosa Rambo comes in and goes, "You can't do that," and then I think she gets up to them, and then Joseph flings her, and then
Joseph grabs her by the throat.
Yeah, and then
picks her up, and it's like, oh, geez, it's
hard,
not looking too good. And she's heavily pregnant. She gets lobbed through the air, and he punches out his extendo fist, and it's like, well, this is going to be really bad.
Yep.
But very fortunately, Vash arrives back on the scene just in time to do a pretty awesome spin kick midair, kicking the fist out the way, and using the momentum from the fist pushing him in the other direction, moves him back to catch Rosa as she's falling.
Yeah. Yeah, he does that. There's a comment. It's like, once again, there's another comment song that was like, "Whose side are you on anyway?" Because they've just told you at gunpoint, why are you going back there?
Yep.
Because that's kind of like the whole ethos of this episode of whose side are you on anyway?
And the answer is no one's.
No one's side. Yeah.
I think that's the interesting thing about Vash generally is it's the idea is that his unwillingness to take part in things means he can't have a side. Like, he's not willing to go against the grain more often than not to be violent, so he's not a bad guy, and he will do the right thing, but more often than not, the right thing for him is staying out of the way.
Yeah, he's trying to stay away from things. We'll learn about reasons for that later. In more detail. So does that? Just that they throw. Joseph starts throwing punches at him left, and he just dodging them, and then the old man
does a pirouette.
Yeah, old man moans at him for, "Oh, this ballet." Why don't you shoot that gun of yours? And he says, "Why don't you shoot yours?" And the old man goes, "The bullets are mighty expensive.
It's expensive,
and we don't have any cash." Because Vash said that earlier. Well, but his gun. Why don't you use your billets then? And he's like, oh yeah, the billets cost money.
Yeah, they're expensive.
They're expensive. We could get 12 donuts for one.
But he sort of like, of course, he's now laid the seed in Vash's head that he's not going to fire this rocket launcher thing he's got because he thinks it's too expensive. And just as Joseph pushes out another big extendo punch, he's like, I was just messing with you. Like, it'll cost it, but this will be good fun, right? And just fires this rocket.
Yeah.
Which Vash, of course, notices at literally the last possible moment to move what I imagine would have been his face out of the way of the rocket.
Yeah, he certainly moves he's in midair. Well,
yeah,
he kind of does like a crazy high jump.
Yeah,
kind of just pulls through there, and then once again more pills of smoke and debris as half the bridge thing falls, and then everyone's, oh no, Vash! And then the other guy's, ha ha ha, that's him. And then he does gold hand on the edge. I was like, no, I'm still here. You nearly got me with that one, mate.
Yeah, he nearly headshotted him with a rocket.
Yeah.
Which would definitely have made it been a bad day for him. This is where he pulls out the other handgun, though, right?
Yeah. So Nebraska pulls out his pistol from behind and shoots him a bullet. And speaking to Vash, and then Vash goes, "Oh, you done that, have you?" And he's fired a bullet, and then Vash is like, and shoots the bullet out of the air, and he's like, "Whose side are you on anyway?"
Yeah.
And he's like, no one's really.
And it is a very cool sort of gunslinger pistol back at the hip moment. It's awesome.
Yeah. And then the bridge starts to give way because obviously
the end of it starts to snap. And of course that plant is heavy. And the old guy is like, "Whoops, daisy!" And he runs up to the edge and jumps to safety. And he's like, "Come on, Joseph, let's go! Come on!" And he's making him carry this massive plant back up this broken bit.
I don't think he made him do it. He was prepared to leave it. But I think whatever Vash said before has got to Joseph.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, he's got a point then, and starts carrying up.
Save the plant.
And then he just hands it to Vash, and Vash kind of holds it well, and then just like puts it down the ground next to him.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. And then falls, but then he grapples, shoots his hand over the edge.
Yep.
And Vash catches his rope and starts pulling up, and then Rosa comes up to the old man Nebraska with her machine gun pointed right at his face, and is like, "Why shouldn't I do this?" And
Vash ready to murder him straight up.
Vash is like, "Vengeance is no need for vengeance, Rosa. Let's just do it." And she's like, "You're going to leave this town, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'll leave it, and you're not going to do anything else." Yeah.
You're not going to take our plant.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, "Come on, guys, let's haul this guy up." And then we haul him up. And all right, okay. And
I think there's the kind of a nice moment where it's like up until that point, you kind of like got the impression that, you know, Nebraska was just using his son because he's a big, like, kick-ass guy who does stuff, but like there is like a genuine care there because he's pretty happy that he's okay.
Yeah, he was like, "No, Joseph, no," type thing, and then bring it up and it's like, "Saved him, yay!"
Yep.
And then it's like, "All right, as agreed, I'm going to get out of here." And it's like, and then Rosa's like, "Hang on a minute.
First,
we're going to get some beers on the go.
First, we're gonna get blitzed."
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone ends up back at the bar in Genora Rock drinking it out.
Yeah.
Even Meryl, who's totally pissed.
Oh yeah. She and giving it to Roberto, saying, "You can't be drinking and smoking. You're the one that's going to die for me. Got to quit that."
Yeah, you said that I've got limited time on this earth. It's like I'm looking out for you. I'm the one that's going to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And then we see that the kid Tony's back with his bugs again, scaring Joseph.
Oh yeah, look at my bugs, and Joseph.
He's like, no,
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 no.
thanks. Get the
Yeah.
bugs away.
Vash and Nebraska are talking,
Yep.
and then during the merriment, Vash decides to sneak off, and Roberto notices him wandering off, and
Oh
then
yeah.
he gets up and goes up to his office, comes out, and he's got his duffel bag, carrying it out, and Roberto goes, "What? You're not leaving here, are you, without saying goodbye?" He's like, I don't really like goodbyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're not feeling me. You can't stay here even if you wanted to. It's because of him, isn't it? And it's like, yeah. And at this point, you see these like weird spider things.
Yeah, they're like little are they even like they're like little diamonds on top of
Yeah, they're
like spider
cubes.
legs.
Yeah, cubes and spider legs.
Yeah.
And they walk in, and and they don't see him, and Vash is about to leave, and then I think they hear screams in the bar
Yeah, they
because
do.
sneak in, and then Joseph gets stabbed by three of these things, and they all go red, and then he runs out the bar, and he pulls Nebraska back, the old man Nebraska back, because he's like, oh no, because they go, that's Lost Tech, oh no,
Yep.
and he pulls it back, and it goes, boom.
I was very saddened by this end.
Yeah, because it leaves a mystery. It's not the end yet. The end, you see someone walking through the desert in a cloak.
Yes, but I meant the end for Joseph because it seems like he dead.
Uh, yeah, yeah, it's a sad end, man. It's like, oh no, Joseph.
Because the other thing is, of course, is that it seems like a kind of last act type of thing where Joseph knows that something bad is going to happen.
What you mean? It's just been
So,
these robot things and styled himself into his body.
but when they start turning red, is when he starts like it's when it starts. One of them turns red. He immediately starts running for the door
Mhm.
to escape, and it's like, oh, so he knew something bad was going to happen and didn't want anyone else to get hurt.
Yeah, and everyone's in the bar, and then there's a big explosion, which I didn't think he got far enough away from the bar. But big explosion, and it was like Joseph, and then
Oh.
end of that episode. Really,
Yep.
look who
There's
we
an
got
end
there.
credit title. There's an end credit card where it's just like that. I think like the Millions Knives layer type thing.
Yeah, I think so. Right at the end of the credits. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
So
So
how did you like this one then?
this one, it was good. It's good. I don't know. It's good. It's good to watch. It wasn't like it didn't cause any pain in watching it. If you know what I mean. I enjoyed
It's
it.
always good.
It had moments in it. It's showing Vash, but I don't know. I don't know. It's just this new kind of like computerized animation things. I'm not really a fan of it. It's just it's all
I'm
saw
I'm not a
some of it.
fan either,
Yeah.
but it's getting better to the point where I'm not noticing it as much. Because I
Oh,
think if you look at like the earlier days of the kind of
oh,
shader 2D shader style 3D animation,
yeah.
it didn't look. I think the way it moved didn't feel right, and I think they're getting closer and closer and closer to almost making it indistinguishable. Because I think on occasion, like I'm not noticing it anywhere near as much as I used to.
Yeah, it blends in. It's still kind of noticeable in my eyes, but it's not like a deterrent or anything. It's just
No,
I don't know. I kind of like the kind of
I
hand
still
drawing
prefer
stuff.
hand drawn.
Yeah.
I still prefer hand drawn stuff.
Anyway, I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, I'm gonna go with an 8. I don't think it's as good as the first one, but I think it still has enough intrigue and funny moments and good character building to make it worth the watch. Good fun, for sure.
Yeah. So those guys, the Nebraskas, were in the original. Well,
Were they?
yeah. He was a bit bigger, the son.
Man, I really need to refresh myself on Trigun. It has been such a long.
I think he shoots bullets into his hand to stop the spinning fist coming towards him, and leaves it at that. And then I think his mum and sister appears, and the mum and sister is the mum. The sister throws the mum or something. She's like a cannonball or something.
Or what? Does ring a bell.
Something like that. You know, they were like a bit more Mad Maxy, over the top, post-apocalyptic mutant world than they are in this. They're a bit more down to earth, as it were.
Yeah. I'll maybe have to go back and give it a look. But yeah, we've reached the end of another episode. We'll be back next week with episode 3. Which leads us to say, of course, Who's That Anime is an anime podcast and can be found where all good podcasts can be found. Our home is at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime, which does actually still work, despite the fact that it's no longer anchor.fm and is now Spotify for podcasters. So there you go. That's a thing. We do have a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Who's That Anime, where we post about new episodes and the occasional anime meme. We have a Discord channel where the link for that is in the show notes. We have a YouTube channel where Colin painstakingly puts together the video versions of the episodes that now come out day and date with the podcast episodes.
Yep.
So I don't need to ask you what episode's coming, because I know, because we're talking about it right now.
What episode is coming?
It's episode 2 of Trigun.
Yeah,
so I understand it.
Unless we go into the future and somehow
post episode 3 by accident.
Yeah,
don't do that. But yeah, we also like to play games sometime. Colin likes to play games at twitch.tv/couchfuel. There is a good archive of all of the stuff that's been recorded over the years from that channel on YouTube. You can find that by searching for the channel Couchfuel. And I like to play games sometimes at twitch.tv/HailPayman. You can do similar to find the archives by looking on YouTube for the channel Hail Payman. And that is us.
Yeah, I think that's probably good. Good timing.
Well, considering we've now talked for over an hour about a 20-minute episode.
Well, you say that. We've talked about 20 minutes for the episode, and then 40 minutes about other shit.
One of these days, there's going to be a researcher who's going to, how long did they actually talk about the things they were supposed to?
When you get big and famous.
Yeah, when we're big and famous. Number 2 in Canada again.
Go on. Could be number 1.
We did get a review from Canada saying that finally that somebody understood Koizumi from Haruhi Suzumiya. So hey, we get it. We get it.
We do get it.
We get stuff. We got Koizumi.
We got Koizumi.
Yeah.
No one else, but just Koizumi.
No one else. It was all wrong elsewhere, but yeah, totally got that.
Yeah. Oh.
I am going to go back and listen to our episode of Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya because I want to hear my thoughts on Yuki again. because I remember there being a good, I think maybe 30 minutes of us talking about her character. So I'm gonna go back and listen to that at some point.
Yeah, I blew your mind.
You did.
And some of the
several
aspects.
times during that episode.
Yeah. On that and Lane and Steins Gate as well, I think.
Oh, the Lane final episode was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah. We'll be back to talk about episode 3 next week.
Yeah. We'll see you then. Well,
bye folks.
Catch you same any time, same any place. And all that.
Peace
see
out,
you later.
folks.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, boys.
Oh man.